fact, Pet Sematary is the only Stephen King book that I have read twice. The first time I read it, I hated it, and I didn't annotate or sticky note it at all. The second time I read it, I sticky noted it. I'm pretty sure I annotated it as well. Yes, I definitely did. And I fell in love with it. So don't know if just that mindset has a hold on how much I enjoy a book as well, but it very well could be. Hi friends, my name is Miranda and welcome to my universe. Today I am going to be going over my annotation process for when I read my books. Now, I have to say, I don't have a clear set of rules. I never have. I just kind of go into reading as this is supposed to be fun, and it is fun, so I'm not going to make it any less fun. That means that I never put a set of rules on myself. I annotate every single one of my books differently. So I don't know if that'll end up helping any of you at the end of the day, but I just give myself the creative freedom to go into each book with a different mindset and a different way that I want to get my ideas out there, because I write a lot in my books if I want to, and sometimes I don't write at all in a book that I'm reading. So it just depends on my mood, depends on the kind of book it is. As I further explain my process, you'll understand it more, but I just wanted to get that out there. I don't have a clear set of rules. I do whatever the heck I want to. Now, let's get into the details. I have 3 things that I can use. I don't use all of them though. There is one that I use for every single book I read. Doesn't matter the genre, doesn't matter what kind of copy it is, doesn't matter if I think I'm going to keep the book or if I think I'm going to get rid of it. It literally doesn't matter. I use this thing all of the time when I read. And that is my prayer box. Just kidding, kind of, not really. These are my sticky notes. I love sticky notes. Love them so much. I literally, these are the Post-it brand, which are great quality. However, I have realized that the sticky notes at my local dollar store work just as well, and they're way cheaper, and you get so many more in each pack. I like the little flags. However, I do have bigger sticky notes as well for when I want to actually write on a piece of paper instead of inside the book itself. But these are my sticky notes. I adore them. I always have sticky notes. Like, I never run out of them. I actually have an unopened pack of sticky notes waiting in my desk, because the day I run out of sticky notes is the day that I get checked into a mental institution. This is serious. Sticky notes are my life when I'm reading. I use them all of the time. Actually, sticky notes that sparked this entire video, because a lot of you under a lot of my videos comment and ask things like, what do the sticky notes mean? How do you annotate your books? Do you annotate your books? And so this whole video came to be just because you visibly can see that I write my thoughts down, and I want to go back to see how I felt about that book the moment that I was reading it. So sticky notes are my life. I think they make a book look amazing. I know several friends that don't like sticky notes and don't sticky note their books at all. So obviously, to each their own. However, I love the way it looks. I think they look great. So sticky notes out of the way, what else do I use? I love underlining and highlighting my books sometimes. If I think I'm going to get rid of the book later on, I won't mark up the actual pages and I'll just sticky note. However, if I know that it's going to be on my shelf for a really long time, so basically every single Stephen King book, then I will underline, I will highlight, I'll do whatever. I'll use different colors for whatever mood I'm in, but for the most part, I just use a single color pen and a single color highlighter. Usually it's yellow, otherwise I try to match it with a color that's on the cover of the book. Great, so you have all your supplies, now what? This is where I have no structure at all. Just do whatever the heck you want to, because that's what I do. Most of the time I use a wide variety of different colored sticky notes, as in the case with The Stand and with Pet Sematary, but then other times I only use sticky notes that coordinate with the cover of the book. So like I said, once again, I do whatever the heck I want to. Usually I have a color that pertains to characters and characterization, character development, different things like that. Then I have a color for quotes. I love quotes. I always underline quotes. That is the main reason I use a pen in my books. I have a color for scary scenes, a color for plot developments, a color for setting, a color for even if something stands out to me and it doesn't necessarily fit in the other categories, I'll have a color for that. And I will stick with it for the entire book, but I won't stick with it for all of my books. So in the case of it, I would write on sticky notes, but I also would underline and write in the physical book as well. It, I just had so much fun with. A lot of fun. I also highlighted in it as well, but as you can see, I only used yellow highlighter. I only use one color in my books. This is exactly why I just tell people to have fun with it, because reading is fun for me. I'll show you some examples of young adult books that I have annotated. In the case of The Starless Sea, I only added sticky notes. I did not draw, write, highlight at all in the physical book, just because this book is very gorgeous and I didn't want to mark it up. I also only add sticky notes to my Cassandra Clare books. I do not like to write in these guys. Only sticky notes for them. Overall, I have no idea if this video helps any of you, but my biggest encouragement is to just have fun with it. Reading is supposed to be a fun pastime. Don't make it more stressful for yourself. Don't keep a certain set of rules. Nobody is stopping you. They are your books. It is for your enjoyment. Do whatever the heck you want to. I don't go by any rules when I'm reading, so I don't think anybody should. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Please be safe, make good choices, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye!